let's get it started. You guys already know the topic on my video. I just go to the first one that comes out. My recommendation, and you already know. Dr. Bob. I love Dr. Bob. I love all SP YouTubers and everything. I love the unique art style. I love the unique way telling the story and then telling the information. Or some of them just pure information, which I don't mind. Which we got, SP explain all that. So Rob is such a good one. I'm just saying, I love every SP animators and everything. And soon I'm about to do thing is back then when SP Confinement came out, the animation with Connor and all that. I've been sorry, but I saw there was a trailer for a new episode. Like I think let's say episode 8. So once when episode 8 comes out, I'm gonna do a rewatch to remind myself of what, like, the SCP Confinement video. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But yeah, enough of that. We got into SCP-031 North Korea Hotel SP animation. I tell you who by who. We'll drop it in the description. Go check him out. Be happy, give it one more subscriber. And I want to see how different this is from the other hotel SCP. The one with the ice cubes, where the monster comes to your room when you like take the ice cubes and makes like your body part into ice cubes, something. You know what I'm talking about. The one hotel SCP. We'll see. Oh, I forgot to mute. There we go. Alright.
A construction worker puts the final nail into the wall of the room he's working on. He stands up and admires his work.
No.
This is going to be a beautiful hotel one day. A true triumph for not just him, but the entire country.
Okay.
And he's proud that he got to play a small part in its construction. He starts to pack up his tools. There's plenty more rooms that need work. It's a massive structure that will ultimately hold thousands. What a modern marvel.
Yo,
as he finishes.
That's a big hotel. God damn. Yo, that's a big hotel. But we'll say, some people are like that. Some people don't care too much of money. They obviously do, but they care more what they make.
Putting away his tools, he notices something. Through the still doorless frame, he sees someone walk by in the hallway. Normally, he wouldn't think anything of it. There's plenty of other people working on this floor of the hotel, but there's something about this woman. Could it be? No, it's not possible. He takes out his wallet and opens it. Inside is a faded photograph of the construction worker when he was still a young man, barely more than a boy, really. Standing next to him in the picture is the most beautiful woman he had ever known. She was his first true friend, his best friend, and he always hoped that maybe it would turn into something more. They grew up together, shared so many experiences, but then ultimately they were separated and lost touch. He was never able to find her again, but as the picture in his wallet shows, he never stopped thinking about her. Could it really be her, though? He runs into the hallway and calls out. The woman stops at the end of the hallway and turns around. She's carrying a tall stack of boxes that are blocking her face.
I'd see the face. Oh, hell no, man.
She sets them down and he sees that it really is her.
What?
They run towards each other, laughing like children, like the way they used to, and embrace in the middle of the hall.
This is too...
He can't believe it.
Too happy.
It's been so many years.
This is too happy.
He never thought he would see her again. How long has it been? Too long, she tells him. He can't believe how little she's changed. The years have hardly taken any toll on her. She's just as lovely and beautiful as that last day he saw her.
He
asks her where she's been, what she's been doing. Is she married? She tells him no, and that after they lost touch, she feels like she has just been looking for him, waiting for the day she would randomly see him pass by on the street.
You know how many stopped, things going off in my head, there was something. One, she still looks the same, right? 100% the same she still looks. Two, why would she be there? Why would she be there? Yeah, and three, it's going way too good, way too perfect. Or hell no, man, there's something wrong.
So that they could reconnect. She just never thought it would happen that they'd be working in the same place at the same time.
What could be wrong?
The construction worker can't believe it either. They both start to ask each other something at the same time, but then stop and laugh at speaking over each other. You go first, he tells her. No, you, she responds with a laugh. Just then, they're both interrupted by the sound of a whistle.
Is it
work is finished for the day. That's the signal to pack up and go home.
Ain't no way that's her.
The construction worker tells her to wait there. He just has to go grab his tools and then the two of them can go down together. But as he turns to leave, she reaches out and grabs his hand. Wait, she tells him. He stops and turns back to her. It's okay, he tells her. I'll be right back. But she doesn't seem to want to let go of his hand.
Got that grip.
Please, not yet, she tells him. I just want you to stay with me. He looks down at his hand. She's gripping him so tight that it starts to hurt a little.
You got that grip.
Really, I'll just be a second, he tells her. Then we can go somewhere and catch up. But still, she won't let go of his hand. I need you, she tells him. She steps close to him, pressing her body against his. She closes her eyes and opens her mouth.
You know he's
and feels
dead.
himself doing the same.
You know he's dead.
I've always needed you, she says as their mouths are about to meet. I need you forever. The construction worker screams as the tiny tendrils emerge from the woman's body and plunge into his flesh.
What did I
he
say?
Opens his eyes to see the girl he once knew morphing into a writhing mass of fibers.
What did I say? It was going way too perfect.
Out towards him.
Way too perfect.
A long tentacle-like appendage wraps itself around his legs before whipping up and around his body.
Yo, like, what am I watching? Yo, like, is this YouTube? Yo, let's keep, Will Tentacles, out of the situation.
Constraining him as a second tentacle wraps around his head, stifling his screams, before popping his head off of his body.
Oh, hell nah.
North Korea. It's a country that's shrouded in mystery, whose government, culture, and day-to-day life is a black box to many foreigners. But there's another secret inside, one that even the SCP Foundation is desperate to get to the bottom of. One that they know as SCP-031. SCP-031 is a massive organism.
So I'm guessing that the SCP, stays in that hotel. It doesn't leave the hotel or nothing. And that's how he gets, his feeding. That's how he gets food, by eating people who go to this hotel.
Weigh more than 7,500 kilograms.
What? Yo, this is heavy.
Be found in a very surprising location. The Ryugyong Hotel, which is located in Pyongyang, the capital of Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The giant creature lives within the ductwork and maintenance infrastructure of the building, where it has spread to all 105 floors of the hotel. Each of its many tendrils ends in a pod-like growth called a sporocarp, which are approximately 2 meters in length and covered in many cilia-like structures. Subjects have reported that when in the presence of these sporocarp, they don't see them as the writhing mass
he lived? Some people lived after seeing this?
Of organic matter that they really are, but rather as an individual from their past, often with one whom they shared an intense emotional attachment. When taking this form, the sporocarp will try to convince the subject to remain with them for an extended period of time. The sporocarp will then attempt to make physical contact with the subject, and if successful, its cilia-like structures will begin injecting digestive juices directly into the subject. This will lead to the start of a process that will eventually cause their flesh to be broken down, consumed, and then incorporated into SCP-031's body mass.
Oh, we getting an ad. You guys already know about ads. I don't care what kind of ad it is, if I don't get paid at least a single penny, I'm not going to show the ad volume. You're going to skip it. But remember, guys, if you ever get one of my ads, watch the whole thing, thank you for the support, even though there should be no ads yet. Yeah.
Fortunately for the victim, this horrific process does not kill them.
What?
At the same time they are being digested, a flagellum.
Wow, so you feel every single pain of you melting?
Which is a tentacle-like appendage will emerge from the sporocarp and wrap around the subject's
head. The head off, as it said.
This flagellum has its own set of tiny tendrils that penetrate the cranial cavity and replace the victim's brain's blood vessels, which has the effect of keeping the brain alive and functioning.
Wow.
The head is then removed from the body, and the brain is transported to the central mass of the SCP-031 organism, where it, too, is incorporated into the creature. It is estimated by Foundation researchers that SCP-031's mass contains thousands of such brains, and by all
what does it do? Does it get small? That's the only thing that it's
appearances, they are still alive.
Wow. Okay, yo. Hell no.
Conscious. The Foundation first became aware of SCP-031 in 1948, following reports of police activity in North Korea at a location where multiple citizens had gathered near a refugee camp. Those gathered were proclaiming their love for a cult-like leader they referred to as the Beloved. The civilians were able to be calmed through the use of gas-based tranquilizers and amnestics by Mobile Task Force Psi-7, who then recovered a mass that would later be known as SCP-031 and secured it at a local containment site.
Then how it escaped?
The SCP-031 creature only weighed 75 kilograms at this time and still had a vaguely human shape.
That's way less.
It did not seem to be able to incorporate other matter into its form at this point either, nor could it take on other people's forms, with its only anomalous effect seeming to be its ability to inspire intense feelings of love and devotion. The breakout of the Korean War in 1950 led to the destruction of the Foundation containment site, and all anomalies housed there escaped. Following the end of the war in 1953, all of the escaped anomalies were accounted for, all except SCP-031, which was presumed dead. Little more thought was given to the terminated anomaly until 1992, when the SCP Foundation caught wind of reports describing numerous fatalities involving workers at the Ryugyong Hotel. A mobile task force
and
was
just to
sent
have
to the
the thing
hotel to
open
investigate
too?
further,
Or
but
they still have the hotel open? Like, come on, man. Like, close down the hotel.
after none of the members returned from the mission, the hotel was locked down and all construction was halted until further notice. By 2008, the increased infestation of the still windowless hotel led to local officials starting construction again to finish the building's exterior and hopefully hide the presence of SCP-031 within, which led to the deaths of even more workers.
That's what I said. Like, they still open it? Come on,
It's
man.
estimated that at its peak infestation, more than 75% of the hotel's 3,000 rooms were infested by SCP-031.
You're
But
not going to
reclamation
be
efforts have
near
been able to
any of
reduce
this
that number
place.
substantially. Flame-projecting equipment is able to destroy
Why not kill the whole thing, though?
SCP-031 tendrils and sporocarps, as well as any personnel who have become assimilated into SCP-031. Reclamation efforts are ongoing, and local officials continue to work with the SCP Foundation to facilitate the ultimate containment or neutralization of the entity. But there's one more strange twist to this story. The more astute SCP experts may have noticed the similarities to SCP-1427, a large slab of beryllium bronze with mind-altering effects that is also located within the Ryugyong Hotel. How is it that two anomalies, both of which strongly impact the human brain?
So that's not even the ability to, like, you know, show, like, let's say, that SCP-031, like, someone that you used to love and now, you know, see no more than you see right there. That's not even his ability. That's this ability right here. This auto SCP.
Young Hotel. How is it that two anomalies, both of which strongly impact the human brain, are both somehow housed at the same location? Some clues exist in the form of a classified communication chain between two senior members of Foundation staff. The two discuss the obvious discrepancies that exist when there are records of two anomalies both existing at the same place at the same time, with neither file referencing the other. It leads to a strange paradox where, for one to exist, the other isn't able to, and yet they both do exist. Teams sent to investigate SCP-1427 will find SCP-1427, and teams sent to investigate SCP-031 will find SCP-031.
If they didn't kill everyone, I'll say this is Euclid, not Keter, because, you know, it's in one area only. If they did kill everything and, you know, move everything out, obviously safe.
And yet the first team will have no memory of seeing SCP-031 and vice versa. When the teams were sent at the same time, they were unable to find each other, as if they were existing in parallel dimensions, each with its own version of the Ryugyong Hotel housing its own version of an SCP-classified anomaly. Do both anomalies exist? Or perhaps neither of them do? Are both SCPs in fact the result of a third, as yet unknown anomaly? The answer to that question remains unknown, at least to the two senior members of the staff who were communicating about the contradictory files. Both were relieved of their duties under, well, suspicious circumstances. And for the time being, both files continue to exist in the database, just as both anomalies seem to exist in the Ryugyong Hotel. For now, this Euclid-class anomaly continues to be contained as well as it can be within the ducts and maintenance shafts of the hotel's central spire. The three secondary spires each contain a Type 9 Heaven's Blade restriction system that focuses a disruptive energy field towards the central spire. This system prevents SCP-031's psychic energies from escaping the structure and affecting any off-site personnel, as North Korean teams continue to push back against the spreading tendrils in the hopes that one day they will finally be able to open the hotel.
Well, just to show everything, man. Burn this whole thing down, man!
Now go and watch another entry from the files of Dr. Bob, like SCP-024, the Game Show of Death, for another anomalous location that is both strange and very, very dangerous. And make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single anomaly as we delve further and further.
That was good. That was good. That was a good one. God damn, man. Just burn the whole thing down, man. Like, man, I don't want no hotel. But it's enough, though. Hit the subscribe button. Go to 5,000 subscribers. It was 2K. Hit the like button too. Hit the subscribe. I always say that. Hey, turn on the notification. To become an early again, which means you come in the comment section first. We'll bring you to the comment section. You go to my gameplay. Does not have to be a Roblox game. You go to my video to react, but please link the video in the comment section. It'll be easy for you to find. Or couldn't be like, hi, how you doing? I will always try to reply back to you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's your boy Frame. Ow!